This is the Prize Fighting Business. I'm your host, Daniel Casado, and today I'm joined by Edwin Chavez. Edwin, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, glad to finally be on.
Yeah, absolutely. And been wanting to have you. I mean, you're a great local fighter here, 4-1 as a pro. Actually, coming off your first loss in your whole career, amateur and pro, in the last matchup. And now you're preparing for your next fight at Fury FC 47, coming up on June 20th, where you'll be fighting at 145 pounds. So, how do you feel now, about a week and a half out from that fight?
I feel good. We made some changes since the last fight. Just ready to get back to it.
Yeah. And I mean, you stay pretty busy in general. Coming into this fight, I think you've already had two this year. So, how many fights is it that you want to have in an average year?
Usually 3 to 4. I don't want to like push the envelope, but I love fighting, so definitely love getting back in there every time. So
Cool. And you train with Pariah MMA, and like we said, coming off your first loss in your career at all this last time out. So, what do you take away from that experience moving forward and go looking into this fight?
I mean, the guy was a good opponent. He's fought in like Bellator, UFC Contender Series. It just really showed me like what I had to change in order to really reach that level. And really start pushing it. And
Yeah, and actually, I mean, your performances have been phenomenal. I mean, out of your four wins, you have two finishes, been the main event many times. So, um, even locally, I mean, you're seen as one of the top guys around. I think, especially at 145 pounds. So you train with Pariah MMA. Who are your primary training partners and your primary coaches?
my primary coach is Drew Lawrence for like everything usually, and then Lee Douglas for my jujitsu, and then one of my main training partners is Hector Combest and Whit Campbell. That's mostly people I'll be training with most of the time.
Cool. Yeah, and two other local pros as well in the MMA scene. So, what would you say your favorite part of training is? Like, do you find yourself gravitate towards jujitsu or striking?
I mean, I love it all really. I mean, it kind of sounds like cliche, but you really gotta like be well rounded in this game. So I love every part of it.
Very nice. And so, who do you normally have in your corner when you fight?
Usually it's my well, since the pandemic, you're only allowed one, so it's been Drew Lawrence past couple ones.
Very nice. Very nice. So training with Pariah MMA, you mentioned your coach, Drew Lawrence, your training partners, Hector Combes. What does a normal week of training look like for you?
Usually, I mean, I try to run a lot, like run every day, do some weightlifting, and then I go to the gym 3 hours out of the day. Usually, 2 hours of jujitsu, wrestling, striking, and then cardio, strength training. Really like probably pushing around like 30 hours a week of good training. So
Damn, yeah, full time job.
yeah,
And I see, I follow you on social media. I see you do put in the road work, and that seems to be something that some people do, some people don't. Do you feel like it gives you an edge in your fight, knowing that you're putting in those miles?
I mean, I think so. I think cardio is a big factor in fighting. Plus, I love running, so it just why not?
Yeah. And how do you balance it all? I mean, is it the schedule just dictated by the gym? Do you create your own schedule? How do you figure out what training looks like week to week?
Well, like thankfully for my dad, that like I'm able to like work part time, and and of course the gym's always at the same time. So really, my workouts, running, everything has to like go around that. So I'm just thankful for my dad that like I'm able to train part time, and like I have a lot of time to do all the extra stuff. So
Yeah, training part time, but 30 hours a week. I mean, that's pretty much full time.
exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, you spoke to kind of what your training schedule looks like, very intense in addition to the road work. So, how did you first get started in MMA? How did you decide this was the path you wanted to go down?
Honestly, it sounds cliche again, but I think it's what I'm meant to do. So like I just my dad actually found the gym, and he said I should check it out, and 5 years later, here we are. And it's crazy too, because you find something, and then you try it out, and then like you said, I was undefeated for a while, and that to me, that doesn't really mean, everything, because you could lose along the way, but it just really showed me like this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, and I mean, being undefeated doesn't mean everything, but it stands as a testament to your work ethic, a testament to your approach to training and your devotion to it. So, I mean, I think something like 5-0 as an amateur, 6-0 as an amateur, and then 4-0 as a pro. I mean, it's certainly you're doing something right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You
And
said
so
it better than I did.
that's right. And this is your second fight under the Fury FC promotion, right? Your first pro fight was with them, and
Yeah.
now you're back. So what is it like fighting for Fury FC compared to the other promotions?
Oh hell yeah, yeah. I'm super happy to be back. They're a great organization. I think of them as one of the top organizations. So I think get a couple fights for them or a couple fights for, and I think we're at UFC's doorstep. So
Yeah, I agree. And at 145 pounds, I mean, there's lots of matchups to be made there, lots of good opponents, whether it's regionally, but also at that UFC level. And you alluded to the idea, but Fury FC is big on the regional stage. This fight will be on UFC Fight Pass, so you get a lot of pop, you get a lot of hype of being fighting for this promotion, and they've got a lot of good guys. I mean, I was checking out the card top to bottom. There's UFC veterans, there's Bellator veterans, records that are into the 20s of fights. So, I mean, it's got to make you feel good knowing that you're getting recognized by these promotions, whether it's Telefe, Fury, and getting a shot to fight on the global stage. I mean, with Fight Pass.
yeah, it really is. To really showcase your skills and put yourself to the test. Every time. And like you said, these are big organizations. LFA, Fury, and when you fight for them, you really know you really got to be putting in all the work because that's everybody's watching.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you know about your opponent in this upcoming fight, and how do you see this fight going?
Honestly, I think he fought on the same Fury card I did on that my first pro fight, and he fought Jordan to Tony. It was mostly wrestling on that one, but he's a tough opponent. I think if every opponent has like a opportunity to test my skills, match mine against theirs. I think of myself as a tactician. Really like see where my strengths could play out better than their weaknesses.
No, I agree. I think you're a very technical fighter, very technical approach. So if the fight goes the way you want it and you're dictating the pace, does that fight stay on the feet? Is it on the ground? Is it a mix of the two? How do you envision the fight going in an ideal world?
Yeah, that's funny. A lot of my fights have been wrestling, or like jujitsu, and I've been really wanting to show my hands and show what my hands could do, but you never know when you get into a fight, things change, and uh, whatever the game plan is, we're gonna stick to it, and we're gonna get it done.
I love it. I love it. So not to look past this fight by any means, but what do you want for the rest of the year after this fight?
Just to stay busy, stay fighting. I really want to speak into existence that we're gonna be in the UFC by the end of the year. If not, ASAP. That's the goal. So as soon as possible. That's what I'm hoping for.
I love it. I love it. And then what would you say your goals are overall for your career?
Be UFC champ. I know that's a big one, but whatever it's gonna take, whatever I gotta sacrifice to do it, I'm gonna do it.
I'll tell you, I ask everybody that question, and you answer that without hesitation. It might be cliche, it might not be, but I think if that's the goal, having that front of mind and knowing it without a doubt, I mean that's step one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dream big. That's all you can do.
I love it. I love it. Awesome, man. Well, best of skill, best of luck in this upcoming fight. Go give them a follow. Check it out on UFC Fight Pass. And actually, how can people follow your career online?
My Instagram is Edwin _ Chavez _ MMA. Pretty simple.
Awesome. So give them a follow. Check out the fight June 20th on UFC Fight Pass. And Edwin, man, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Glad to be on. Hey, thanks, brother.